Nice. Iron block, big block Chevy, aluminum heads, Pro Flows, QA1 upper control arms, TRZ lower control arms, bump steer kit, manual steering, mini alternator, 220-pound coils, according to the owner. Looks like the QA1 arms probably have enough range. We'll check that. It's a pretty cool 79 Camaro. All the way to us from Warren, Michigan. Thanks for coming into town, guys. We appreciate you making a trip. So our initial setup, rear axle's not bad. We'll see. This is probably a leaf sprung car, so we may not be able to make any adjustments to that. Thrust angle's not horrible. Towed out a ½ degree. We'll see what it does on lift. On a ½ degree cross caster, we'll even that up. Cross camber's almost a ½ degree. We'll even that up. Let's see what it does on cycle. Oh, he's on QA1 lowers as well. Okay. Very nice setup. Steph's Fabrication Specialties. That's a nice pan. Somebody knows how to weld. Good deal. Turbo 400. Ah, it's not leaf sprung. It is fully adjustable. Good deal. We can square him up. Anti-roll. Very nice, very nice. Let's check ride height real quick. Chassis engineering. Chassis engineering, all right. Very cool. Unibody's tied. And it's got a cross stiffener as well. That's nice. Wonder if that's part of the chassis engineering setup. It's got some good up travel. Oh, I went out of sight. Now I'm out of my shot. Lord. Like 9 inches of up travel. That's amazing. Nice work, sir. Nine inches of up travel. That's impressive. Bump steer's a mess. Bump steer's going in 7 degrees. So there's a lot of room for improvement there. You can see our cambers are still wonky, our caster's still wonky. But our toe's over 7 degrees towed in, so a huge amount of drag. We're going to see if we can resolve that in the bump steer kit, because anything we can do for improvement there, he's going to feel a noticeable difference. I'm going to start by squaring up the back. We're going to need longer bolts for our tie rods. Alright, so you can actually see that the outer tie rod end is not in alignment with the lower control arm, and that's our goal, is to have them cycle together in parallel. So we're going to pick up some longer grade 8 bolts. This is a 4-inch reach. We're going to go to a 6-inch reach, which should allow us to get us where we need to go. I don't really want to go more than 6 inches because that's already a ton, but there's not a whole lot of pressure put on these, especially when you're going up and down at 0 change as opposed to going up and towing in 7 degrees and then towing back down. So, very nice setup, sir. 9 inches of up travel from basically on the stops. This thing pretty much leaves the line on the stops and then runs the length of the track and then comes back. Oh, that's not entirely easy, but to square the rear end of the chassis, I need to make this guy a little bit longer, probably a turn. And I'm trying to think of how I want to do that. I think if I pull that bolt, I should be able to rotate it down, make my adjustment, and then put it back together. So we will try that real quick. With the other link, it shouldn't rotate out of place. I think that'll probably work. We'll give that a try. Let's see if the plan of attack is good. Wait a minute, what am I thinking? That's square, that's square. Those are your preload. I can make adjustments to this to change my square because it'll shift the axle side to side. So that's my adjustment to square up my thrust alignment. Think about it, Rich. Think about it. Alright, let's verify that. Yeah, I even went the right way. So 2. Looks like 2.5 turns from where it was at. Aha, lock it down. Square. Glad I thought about that before I worked too hard. Alright, now our thrust angle 0. Much improved. So I'm going to work on the caster and camber on this while I'm waiting for Austin to show up. He's on his way in from the hardware store to pick up some longer bolts for my toe adjustment. They have a 4-inch 5/16 bolt, sorry, 5/8 bolt, and I need like a 6-inch long one so I can put more shim into it. But I can play with the caster and camber while I'm waiting. And I need to square that center link up. So the center length from eyelet to eyelet is 15 inches, so 7.5 inches in is my center line. These actually have a hole drilled right at the center line of the chassis. You can see my alignment's a lot more even. And the center link was actually offset in the car, which means this rod's longer, this rod's shorter, so you're going to have a different cycle rate. So we will fix that by centering our center link. You can see how far off the center link was. A full degree, a full 2 degrees. Because things change when you turn because of the radical bump steer on this. Alright, so I want to add caster to it. But there's no more thread there, so I need to put in a longer bolt in this position. This one's probably alright for me to get the camber I'm looking for. But to get more caster, I need to add probably 1/8 of a shim there, and I'm out of nuts. So we're going to pull this bolt out, put a different bolt in it. The other side's actually fine, so the way the A-frame is welded up is probably a smidge off, but we can make up for it. He did a nice job modifying this QA1 upper to clear the coil on down travel. Looks nice, did a nice job. I'll probably try to reclock his steering wheel down here. It looks to be it's fully splined. That one's bolted. That one's double D. Is that a collapsing double D? Yeah, it is a collapsing double D. Nice. So, looks like that's our adjustment point for steering wheel, because it's off a bit. Alright, let me get to work. I think that'll be better. All of the adjustments. Might have taken it a touch too far. Let's start over and recall. What's happening?
Course thread's all you get.
Speaking of old school.
Yeah, I'll probably have to order some fun ones.
Alright. Do I need to go to Pickwa? Go pick up a thing?
Ooh, Pickwa. Oh, tri-power. Yeah.
Hand me some money, I'll go to Pickwa.
That's going to be amazing.
Big Father's Day flyer.
Money that I don't want to spend, but it's going to be amazing.
What is it?
So I found it's actually a Demon small block Chevy tri-power. So it's got the really good tri-power setup, and it's for Vortec heads, which is an engine I'm trying to build, and I was looking at dual quads or tri-power, and this one popped up in the price range there. Alright, so I'm getting closer. I'm going to put a slight shim in the front on the driver's side to give me some more negative camber to even them up. That will reduce my caster on that side a little bit, because I went a little too far, but that's okay, because I need more camber there too. within a tenth camber, within a tenth caster, I will take that, especially for a preliminary setup. That might not quite be enough, but it looks like a good starting point. Pretty consistent, even though our ball joints are loose. Down to 3 degrees toe in, so we'll take a little more shim out of it. Ooh, I think that's it. That's going to be it. Let's take a small shim out. One more small shim. We're at 1.5 degrees at lift, toe in, so I'll take a small shim out and see if we can dial that in a little more. You could say I'm splitting hairs, but I'm actually splitting degrees. Camber and caster are staying within a tenth side to side. I'm good with that, especially considering our ball joints are questionable. Let's see what we cycle. Ooh, that's about 0. That's 1 degree toe in. I will take that. That is exceptional. Leave that. I need to straighten out the steering wheel, so that'll be next. Well, I just made a phone call over to QA1's tech support. Very nice people. You can actually get a hold of them. They have good information. QA1 has a bunch of information on YouTube, so check out the QA1 YouTube video site. They got a bunch of information on there. They talk a lot about their ball joints, which have been out, I think, 5 years or something like that. They are fully rebuildable. They are fully adjustable. They come with case-hardened ball studs, which will bend before they break. So instead of having a cheap ball joint that fractures when it takes a hit, you know, you can spend a little bit more money for a quality part that's fully rebuildable and completely adjustable. So I already adjusted this side. You can see I don't have any slop in it now. I'm going to verify that it's got the looseness I want in it. So I want it to be tight, but I don't want it to be tight, if that makes sense. I want the ball stud to float, but I don't want it to have any play. The play I had in it was mostly vertical, but with cars going a straight line, lifting the nose, I don't want anything moving around. I want it all to be consistent and snug. So I'm going to go ahead and lock that one back down. I've already locked down my bump steer kit, which looks like I've dialed it into under a degree of toe in on lift compared to the 7+ degrees it was kicking towed in before, which is a lot. So this guy's going to be probably pretty impressed with the changes. This car is going to handle completely different than what it did when it came in. Made a lot of headway. Squared up the backside, squared up the front, fixed the bump steer issue, and we're tightening up the ball joints. Very nice kits from ball joint kits from QA1. Very nice control arms from QA1. Check out their stuff. They've got a lot of really nice chassis components to really update the suspension in your old car and make it more fun to drive, and that's what it's about, driving them. You can see the ball joint has a spanner and a grease fitting, and inside the grease fitting, when you remove the grease fitting, there's a hex. And I adjusted the hex part in until I had 0 slop, and I backed it off a 1/4 turn, and then I locked it down with the spanner. It's a pretty simple process. QA1's got a tutorial on rebuilding their ball joints. I highly recommend you check it out. It's a very nice kit. Very nice, adjustable, rebuildable unit. There, you should be able to see the hex in that guy. Or maybe now you can see the hex in that guy with some light. So see how much plays in there. That one's loose. Well, it looks like an 1.25 inch. Yeah, 1.25 inch spanner, a socket is going to be on my order list. Being able to just put a socket on that and adjust it, because they sell a spanner wrench, but with the car all assembled, there's no way to use a spanner wrench. It needs to be a socket. So I'll get one of those coming so I can work on these QA1 ball joints. Nice bits, you can see now. Oh, that light's been dropped in the coolant one too many times. Might have to buy a new one. Now we're rock solid. I don't want them to be too tight, but they were pretty sloppy before. I think they're about the same. I'm gonna leave them just like that. I know they'll have the looseness that I want, but they're tightened up considerably compared to what they were. So I'll put my grease fitting back on over here, and then we'll double check. I'll probably go ahead and recomp this one more time because I moved a bunch of stuff around. And I want to make sure I'm getting consistent results. My bump steer is amazing. I'm very happy with how that turned out. It's funny, the tie rod ends are at a completely different non-parallel line with the control arms, but it's not the control arm that I want to be parallel with. It's the angle of the tie rod end joint and tie rod end joint in relationship parallel with the lower control arm inner pivot point and the lower ball joint, and we want those to be as parallel as possible, minus just a scotch so that it toes in on lift. This one I'm very happy with. All right, let me drop this thing down and we will recomp and double check. So that is the third time I've comped this car to make sure that it's that I'm getting correct readings. It's something I do for consistency. Re-sweep my caster to verify what my final readings are to what I've gotten to so far. Be interested to see if that changes with the lower ball joints being tightened up. It could actually make a difference. Ooh, my caster on this side changed quite a bit. So we'll drop that back down. It went up like 3/10. But I'm at 6 degrees caster now. It should be really stable. 6.2 on the right, 6.7 on the left. We'll take a little caster back out of it. Remember, I already put a longer bolt in there to increase my caster. I could actually increase the other side more, but I think 6 is really all this car needs. And it's got wonderful droop. Oh, gravity, dang it. Well, at least it hit the floor. Alright, last order of business is our steering wheel center. And this actually has a flat, which looks like it's going to be about the right spot for where it needs to be. So I'm going to take off the jam nut. I'm going to take off the jam nut and the stud. I'm going to rotate it right onto so that it lands on that flat. And we'll see if our steering wheel is where it needs to be. You can see my center line is right at the center line of the car. Maybe. So, that's now. I gotta stop dropping that light into buckets of coolant. Bummer. It's got a telescoping shaft. At least it looked like it did. I guess I'll do it the other way. Looks like I need to go one more tooth. I was close, but not quite. We'll go one more tooth. Let's see if that gets us what. Well, big thanks to Hunter Alignment Equipment, because without my equipment, I wouldn't be able to do all this cool stuff. Thank you to all you guys watching. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. Tell us what you think about this. Is it pink? Is it red? I don't know. It's a pretty cool looking car. I like it. Big thanks to our customers who came all the way down from Warren, north of Detroit. They got in about 1 o'clock last night, slept over at the Costco parking lot, rolled the car over here this morning, and basically it's 1:30 and I've been working on it all day. But I've made huge improvements. The bump steers, I don't think I could dial the bump steer in any better. Caster and camber are great. We matched them up. They're nice and even and they stay consistent. Found the ball joints were out of adjustment, so we reset our lower ball joints preload. That was something new. I hadn't really thought about that before, but you never know. I guess it's something you don't think about when you get them. You probably just put them in the car and you drive on them and you don't think about ever checking that. But it'll be something I check from here forth for sure. Had to put a longer bolt in on the upper control arm to be able to increase my caster. You know, lots of little things. Squared up the back end. So lots of little things to make it happen, but this gentleman should notice substantial changes in how this car handles and how it responds to his steering input. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. Have a great day. Very cool car, man. Nice bits from QA1 for sure. Well, thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. Another race car out and off to the tracks. Hopefully it's drier wherever he's going. Best of luck to him in his car that he's had since he was 15. Drove to high school and now he races it when he wants to. It's a good story. Love it. Thanks for coming down from Warren, Michigan. And thanks for letting me work on your car. Appreciate all you guys. Have a great day.